Warm up to start off with, just to get our bodies nice and warm, just to get us nice and ready for our PE lesson today, is we're just going to start off by, on the spot, we're just going to be jogging for about 10 seconds. Are we ready? 3, 2, 1, off we go. So just jogging on the spot for about 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop there. So when we're jogging, it's really important that when we're moving our feet and our legs, we're moving our arms at the same time. So I'd like you to start with your arm at your hip, so at your hip, and when we're moving and we're jogging, our arms are going to go from hip to lip. So our arms are going to go from hip to lip, while our legs are moving at the same time. So let's give that a try. 3, 2, 1, go. So our arms now are moving from hip to lip, while our feet are moving at the same time as well. 10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest there. Brilliant. So now we've got the technique of going from hip to lip, we're now going to start to speed up a little bit and go a bit quicker. So every time I say speed up, we're going to move our legs and our arms a little bit quicker now. So are we ready? We're going to start off nice and slow, just by walking maybe. Ready, and a little bit quicker. So now we're going to get into our jog. Excellent, well done. Little bit quicker, so now we're going to move our feet and our arms a bit faster. Fantastic, keep going, and as fast as you can. So 10 seconds, running on the spot as fast as we can. Nice and quick, nice and quick, nice and quick. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop there. Brilliant, really well done. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start to jog, but we're going to go forward towards our device, so like we're zooming in, and then we're going to zoom out away from our camera. So when I say go, we're going to zoom in. When I say zoom out, we're going to zoom out. Then I'll say zoom in, we'll zoom in again, get nice and close, and then we'll zoom out. So just starting off in the middle. Are we ready? 3, 2, 1, and zoom in. So we're going to go nice and close, zoom out. Brilliant. And zoom in. Nice and close, get close, and zoom out. Fantastic. 3 more times, and zoom in. Brilliant. Zoom out. Fantastic. Ready, and zoom in. Brilliant, and zoom out. Fantastic. So the next one, instead of going zooming in and zooming out, we're now going to be working from side to side. So we're going to be working on moving sideways like a crab. So let's start off in the middle. When I say left, we're going to move to our left like a crab. When I say right, we're going to move to our right like a crab. Are we ready? 3, 2, 1, and go. Left like a crab, and right like a crab. Left like a crab, and right like a crab. Keep going. Left and right and left and right, and stop there. Fantastic. So what we need to remember is when we're moving from side to side, whatever leg is, let's say, closest to my wall, which will be this leg, I'm going to use that leg to push off and help myself move back over to this side. So if I'm working here and my grass is over this side, which I don't want to go on, I'll move over to my left, and when I get close, I'm going to push off, lean all my body weight onto this leg to then push off and go back over to this side. When I get close to my wall, I'm using my right leg to push off and moving sideways. Left leg to push off, right leg to push off, left leg to push off, right leg to push off. So now, can we try and move from side to side like a crab, but when we get close to maybe our wall or whatever area you're working in, can we try and push off with one leg to help us get back over to the other side? Are we ready? So starting off in the middle. 3, 2, 1, and left. So pushing off, back over. Pushing off, back over. Push, back over, push, back over. We're going to do it 3 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and rest there. Fantastic. So we've just worked on zooming in and zooming out. We've worked on going from side to side like a crab. Now we're going to imagine that we're drawing a plus sign on the floor. So when I say zoom in, we're going to zoom in. When I say zoom out, we're going to zoom out. Then we're going to come back into the middle and we're going to go left and we're going to go right. Then we're going to go back into the middle. So we're making a plus sign with our feet. So let's give that a try. We're going to do that maybe 5 times. Are we ready? So starting off in the middle. 3, 2, 1, and go. Zoom in, zoom out. Back into the middle, left, right. Back into the middle. Good. And zoom in, zoom out. Brilliant. Back into the middle, left and right. Back into the middle. Good. 3 more times on the spot. 3, 2, 1, and zoom in, zoom out. Back into the middle, left, right. Fantastic. 2 more. Really well done. And 2 more. 3, 2, 1. Zoom in, zoom out. Back into the middle, left and right. And last one. Let's see how quickly we can move our feet for this last one. 3, 2, 1, and go. Zoom in, zoom out. Back into the middle, left and right. Fantastic. Year 1 and Year 2, our main session today is going to be all about throwing and catching. So the pair of socks that I told you to get close with you earlier, can you just go and get them for me? So we've got our pair of socks, and to start off with, all we're going to be doing is we're just going to be throwing with 2 hands up into the air and catching with 2 hands. So 10 throws, we're going to throw up with 2 hands, we're going to catch with 2 hands. So are we ready? 2 hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. So as you can see, when I'm throwing with 2 hands and when I'm throwing at all, I'm always keeping my eyes on the socks. So it's really important, because if I don't look at the socks when I'm throwing, I won't be able to catch it. So I'll give you an example. If I throw it up and I'm looking, I wasn't able to catch the socks because I didn't know where it was, because I wasn't looking. So it's really important that when we're throwing up, we're looking at the socks and we're catching. So keeping your eyes on the socks is really important. So we're going to try that once more. 2 hands. Are we ready? Keeping your eyes on the socks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hit the washing line. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Perfect. So when we are throwing and catching with 2 hands, we need to have our little fingers touching. So we need to pretend that this is our hand is a cereal bowl. So the socks would be our cereal. So pretend that our sock is a Weetabix. This looks a little bit like the shape of a Weetabix. And when we put our Weetabix in our bowl, we don't want our cereal to drop on the floor. So what I would like you to do is pretend that your little fingers are touching and your hand is in the shape of a cereal bowl. Also, when you do it and you catch it inside your cereal bowl, to make sure it doesn't maybe roll out onto the floor, I'd like you to give it a cuddle. So we're going to throw up, 2 hands catch, give it a cuddle, bring it close to our chest. Are we ready? 10 goes. So now we're thinking about keeping our eyes on the socks, but remember, we're pretending that they're Weetabix, our hands are touching like cereal bowl, and then we're going to bring it close to us and give it a cuddle so it doesn't fall on the floor. So are we ready? 2 hands. 3, 2, 1, go. Up, 1, give it a cuddle. 2, catch, give it a cuddle. 3, catch, give it a cuddle. 4, catch. Make sure we're always giving our socks that cuddle so it doesn't fall and drop on the floor. So we've got 6 more. Up, catch, cuddle. Remember, my little fingers are touching. 5 more. Halfway, catch, cuddle. Brilliant. Up, catch, cuddle. Up, catch, cuddle. Brilliant. 1, catch, cuddle, and last one, up, catch, and cuddle. Fantastic. So we've just spoke about keeping our eyes on the socks. When we're using when we're catching with 2 hands, our little fingers are together, so it looks a bit like a cereal bowl. Once we catch it, we don't want it to accidentally roll off of our fingers. So what we do is we catch and we bring it close to our chest and give it a cuddle. So that was just throwing and catching with 2 hands. Now I'd like you to try and throw with 2 hands. So we're throwing it up with 2 hands, and you're going to try and catch with 1 hand now. So 2 hands throwing, catching with 1 hand. So that is going to be a little bit more tricky now. So it's really important we're keeping our eyes on the socks. So we're throwing it up with 2 hands and trying to catch with 1. Are we ready? 10 throws. 3, 2, 1, up and catch. That's 1. 2, catch. That is 2. Up and catch. 3, up, catch. 4. Really important, I'm keeping my eyes on the socks. Catch and rest there. Just rest there for maybe 5 seconds, just so I'll give you another piece of information. It's really important that we move our feet as well, because if I accidentally throw it and it's landing behind me and I just do this, the socks have landed behind me and I wasn't able to catch. But if I do throw it behind me and I move my feet backwards, I'm able to catch the socks still, because I've moved my feet from forward to back and I'm able to catch the socks. So it's really important that we're not just standing still like this, because we won't be able to catch. We need to be able to move our feet as well as using our hands. So I'm just going to sort my socks out again so it's into a circle. We've got 5 more throws. So now, if you throw the socks and it accidentally goes behind, can we try and move our feet to adjust our body to still catch our pair of socks? So are we ready? 2 hands up. Good. 6, 7. Oh, I'm doing it wrong. It's supposed to be catching with 1 hand. So 2 hands up, catching with 1. I forgot. 2 hands catch, catching with 1. 2 hands up. See, there I had to move my feet because it went behind me. Catching with 1. Up, catch, and last one, up and catch. Perfect. So we've spoke about throwing it up with 2 hands and catching with 2 hands. Ooh, I dropped it that time because I didn't give it a cuddle. So throwing it up with 2 hands, catching, I've dropped it again. Throwing it up and catching, giving it a cuddle. We also spoke about throwing it up with two hands, catching with one. You can also give it a cuddle as well. And now we're going to speak about throwing it up with one hand and catching it with one hand as well. So now we're going to have one hand behind our back and we're going to try and throw it up and catch. We're going to do this one 5 times and then we're going to swap arms. So can we have the socks in our stronger hand to start off with? So I'm going to be using my left hand. My right hand is behind my back, so I'm not able to cheat and catch it with 2. Are we ready? Keeping our eyes on the socks, giving it a cuddle and squeezing it so it doesn't drop out of our hands once we catch. And if it goes maybe left, right or behind us, can we try and move our feet to also allow us to catch the socks if it goes in a different direction? Are we ready? 1, 2, 3, 2 more, 4, that one went in front so I had to maybe take a step forward to catch that one, and last one, up and catch. Fantastic, well done. So now we're going to swap arms. So I'm going to use my weaker arm now, which is my right hand. I could be dropping this a few times because my right hand isn't the greatest. So are we ready? But I'm going to try. Ready, and up, catch. 1, 2, catch. Hold it close to my chest so it doesn't fall. 3 more, up, catch. Hold it close. 2 more, up, catch. Hold it close. And last one, throw it up, and catch. Hold it close. Brilliant. Well done. So now, just get yourself a quick drink. If you don't need one, then we're just going to carry on. So, what we're going to work on now is we're going to work on throwing and catching while moving. So, we're going to take a couple steps back. We're going to have our socks in our hands. And now we're going to walk slowly towards the screen whilst throwing and catching our socks. So let's give that a try. Are we ready? So take a step back. See if you can do it 5 times before you reach your device. Ready? So I'm taking a step back. 1, I'm walking forward. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Excellent. So we're going to take a couple steps back now. We're going to go back to the start. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent. Last one. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. So, when we're throwing our socks while we're walking, really important that we're throwing it in front of us. So not too far in front, but because if I'm walking and I throw it behind me, I'm not going to be able to catch the socks. So it's really important that when I throw, it's just in front of me so I can keep my eyes on it and keep throwing and catching. So really important that we're throwing it up in front of us so then we can walk onto the socks and carry on catching. Right, now this time, we're going to make it a bit harder. We're going to start off nice and close to our device. And we're now going to be walking backwards while we're throwing and catching. So are we ready? 3, 2, 1, off we go. So throwing and catching, can we try and do it while we are now walking backwards? So we're throwing it up, we're taking mini steps backwards. When we get close to maybe the fence, we can then go back to the start. So then we're walking forward, back to the start, up, catch. Just taking mini steps backwards, trying not to drop our socks. So we're keeping our eyes on the socks the whole time, and the rest there. Last one. So we've done 3 walking forward, this is the 3rd one, up, catch. Just keeping my eyes on the socks the whole time. Up and catch, up and catch, and rest there. So now, for maybe the next 30 seconds, we're going to go forwards and backwards. Forwards and backwards. See how many times we can go forward and backwards while catching our socks in the next 30 seconds. Are we ready? So I'm starting off at the back. Brilliant. Try not to catch. Try not to drop your socks. I'm up. Brilliant. I've got close. So now I'm going to be walking backwards this time. Up and catch. Good. Excellent. Forward. I've got about 20 seconds left. Excellent. Good. As you can see, I'm always keeping my eyes on the socks the whole time. Brilliant. Good. And last one, just forwards. Try not to drop the socks. Brilliant. Excellent. And rest there. Right, so today I thought we've done really well. The next part of the lesson is just going to be me talking about everything we've done in today's throwing and catching lesson. But year 1 and year 2, really good job. I hope you enjoyed. Well done. Right, year 1 and year 2. Today's lesson was all about throwing and catching. So we done our warm-up to start off with, and then we got into our main session. So as we was throwing and catching, there was a few things we needed to work on. The first one was keeping our eyes on the socks the whole time. Because if I was throwing and maybe I looked to the side, I wasn't going to be able to catch the pair of socks. So what we spoke about was keeping our eyes on the socks the whole time. We started off by throwing and catching with 2 hands. So what we said was keeping our little fingers close together. So it's a shape like a cereal bowl. And if we've got a cereal bowl, what do we need to go inside? We needed some cereal. So we was pretending that our socks was Weetabix today. So as we were throwing the Weetabix up, we were catching the Weetabix inside. As you could see, I nearly dropped that. So what we started to talk about after we've caught our socks or our Weetabix inside, we would give it a cuddle so it didn't end up falling on the floor. After we done that, we went on to throwing up with 2 hands, catching with 1. Throwing up with 2 hands, catching with 1. That made it a little bit more difficult because the surface of 2 hands is much bigger than with 1. So it was really important that when we was watching our socks fall, we would squeeze them inside and give them a nice close hug so it wasn't falling on the floor. To make it even harder after that, we started throwing and catching with 1 hand. So we started off with our strong, right hand was behind my back, throwing up, catching, giving it a hug. Throwing it up, catching, giving it a hug. We've done this 5 times and then we swapped over and we was using our weaker hand, which might have been a little bit harder as it is your weaker hand. So we have to have our strong hand behind our back, which is my left. Our right hand was throwing it up and catching, giving it a hug. We then spoke about going forward and backwards when throwing our socks. So when we're walking forward, really important that we're throwing the socks nice and forward in front of us as well. Because if I was walking and I threw it behind me, I wasn't going to be able to catch my socks. So we was thinking about the direction that we needed to throw our socks in. So if we was walking forward, we'd throw it in front of us. If we was walking backwards, we'll throw it towards our body. So then it's much easier for us to catch the socks. Because if I'm walking backwards and I throw it in front of me, it's going to be too far in front and I won't be able to catch. So when we're walking backwards, we're throwing it towards us to keep it nice and close. When we're walking forwards, we're throwing it a little bit further away from us. Right, year 1 and year 2, really well done. I hope you've enjoyed that lesson, throwing and catching with a pair of socks, and I will see you in your next PE lesson. Well done, everyone.